Alright guys, welcome to the Crypto Kings YouTube channel, and today's video just going to be covering what's gone on with the crypto market, Ethereum, etc. So as you'll know from this support line, we took a trade, took a 10% profit, and again this double top here, sold and closed here for 10% profit again. So the crypto market from here as a whole, we'll talk about Ethereum first and then we'll go to some other cryptos. It has broken this support line. I believe it will come up, test it as resistance, and possibly continue a downtrend. It depends. It really does depend on a lot of things, such as Bitcoin is still up. A lot of coins are still up. So, but yeah, from 2000 to 1700, that's a 15% drop in raw price. So I believe it will come up, and it really depends on the hourly candle closure here. But this long wick down, and it looks like it is going to come and fill this wick, to 1500 and potentially lower. But from, as you can see here, previous level of support about here, I believe it will come down. 1570 level is what I would be looking for personally, for it to come down and test. And from there, it's hard to say. If it doesn't hold up, we could be looking at back down to 1200 region, But for now, yeah, we may take a trade if it comes up back up to this level. Aiming for a trade downwards towards here. As you'll know from my Instagram, I am pretty bearish on the entire crypto market right now, and all the markets in general, in all honesty. Tom's a bit more bullish, but that's why it's good you've got both our opinions. Yeah, so in terms of Ethereum, Bitcoin, I wouldn't be buying them right now to hold. If we look at Bitcoin, 53,000, it has taken a nice drop. Again, wicked all the way down. In terms of Bitcoin going, if you're buying Bitcoin above $50,000, you're not going to get rich unless you're already rich, unless you're an institution, for example, or anything like that. If we go over to Ripple now, and see, Ripple hasn't really had, a big candle here, but straight away rejected. But it does look like Ripple could come up to retest this, in all honesty. Ripple's really decoupled from the whole market ever since the SEC lawsuit that's gone on and all that. But yeah, Ripple, come back up to this level potentially and go down. I am pretty bearish, as I say, on the overall market. Hopefully come back down and test, this sort of region here, possibly as low as 17 cents, which would be a great buying opportunity. I believe that the bull market has been going on for way too long now to sustain this kind of momentum. And I'm getting flashbacks from 2017 where people were like, next stop 100k, next stop 100k, and then before we knew it, what was the next stop? 6k. Yeah, I've been selling the whole way up, the absolute whole way up. Sold a bit at 20 here. When it dropped recently to about 45,000, I sold it about here. And I'm basically completely out of BTC right now. I'm almost out of all cryptos. I still have some XRP, some ZRX. If you're a member, you'll be able to see my holdings and what I am holding. But Bitcoin, I won't be surprised if it goes above 58,000, but I wouldn't buy here because let's say you put 10 grand in and it goes up there. What are you making? You're making a grand for a potential massive downside here. Like, it's how Bitcoin moves. It goes up a lot. The whole euphoria and the FOMO kicks in, and you're straight back down. That's a 70% crash there, and then it went even lower. I bought some here. I did expect it to go lower. The sort of this the $1,000 region was sort of my target, but obviously, the bullish momentum, the bulls took over, and it was over. I did actually lose 2% or 1% on a short trade down here, but obviously buying here and buying way back when, pre 2016, is covered any loss from trying to short the market. I did also try to short it here. Lost 1 or 2% there also, but when you're holding, you have a portfolio. You make money when it goes up, you make money when it goes down. Like on our Ethereum chart, which is given to all members, the 20% on the trades we've shown you. I personally didn't hold as much Ethereum as I wanted to. I mean, it's easy to say that now, of course, but I didn't expect Ethereum to have this huge bullish uprise. $2,000 in this bull run. I didn't see it. But now, this is confirmed. Ethereum and all the news has come out for it, and how much work they're putting into it. It's easily got a massive, massive upside potential. I'm talking 25k easily. It's such a good coin. And I believe it can, when BTC dies eventually, when everyone realizes it's a terrible coin, the next money is going to be Ethereum, because it's the next one, next biggest one, etc. And XRP, it hasn't even come up and tested its all-time high, and $10 is easily attainable for XRP, easily attainable. It just feels to me like it's being really manipulated right now. So the retail investors are like, I see a lot of them on Twitter and stuff like, oh, XRP is a terrible crypto. Imagine holding XRP, blah, blah, blah. I have personally, my most recent XRP buy was at about 23 cents in this region here. So you can see that's, it's a 200% increase. I have been selling. I sold it about 55 cents. Sorry. I've been selling just bit by bit. I still have a decent amount of XRP, but not as much as I'm pretty bearish on the whole market. The whole market, it does look bearish. It's, if you're into your technical analysis, you'll agree with me that the market does look poised for a downside movement right now. It's just waiting on when. XRP, it might go up. It might double. Realistically, in the crypto market, you can't convert. I couldn't say to you with 100% guarantee that it's going to come down. Obviously, it's all about the risk reward and what would pay off. If you bought XRP now and it doubled, you're not in the crypto market. Well, obviously, 100% return is massive. But for the downside risk of easily, a few 75% plus, it's the risk reward doesn't pay off right now. If you are looking to buy straight away, you've got some money you want to buy today, take a look at our Instagram on the post on dollar cost averaging, and it's a way of just easing your way into the market, so when it drops, you don't take a massive hit, and you can buy in to lower your average cost. But in terms of what we are looking for the next move on XRP, let's have a look. So it's come up to our zone that we previously plotted, gone straight back down. This is when the SEC lawsuit came out around this region, went straight back down, 16 cents region. And it's come up nicely to retest this area, which is a previous level of resistance. I believe from that indicator it is poised for a downside move. Today is the court case apparently for XRP, and it has gone up on. Let's have a look on the daily. It is up on the daily candle, not by much. 10% or so. It is quite a big movement, but if you're trying to margin trade that, the spreads and stuff, it's not particularly worth it. I could see it coming and filling this wick. This was on the pump and dump day, if any of you remember that. I could see it coming up, filling the wick, and heading down. But overall on the market, I wouldn't recommend you to buy XRP now because I believe it's going to come down. It will come down at the end of the day. You know, we're starting to see all sorts of cryptocurrencies come down now. If we have a look at ZRX, you know, down massively up from the levels we've been calling it. ZRX, oh my God, we've been calling it for years, absolute years. Hefty profit, which of course we've sold on all the way up. Or we would have advised all our members to as well, because if you just get greedy, for example, if you buy here, 30 cents, let's call that, and it goes up here, this is 700% profit around that area. If you would have just bought, if you would have margin traded, you would have been in the millions of percent, of course. But simply on a buying and holding perspective, you know, if once it goes past a psychological level of $2, we advise to sell, because this move is just insane in any market, let alone the crypto market. And yeah, it's come back down, because if you just hold, you're holding, once it gets to $2 and you're on this FOMO train, you're going to say next stop $3, and before you know it, you're back at $1.5, which is still a hefty profit if you bought from here. You know, huge profit. But you always got to be taking some profits off the table, not getting greedy, and not buying into this BTC FOMO that we're seeing right now. I see it all over Instagram, Twitter. Next stop 100k, next stop 100k. It's purely a speculative movement. You've got nothing to base that claim off. And if you know about BTC and the technology behind it, it's not a good crypto. It's not, you know, it's not decentralized. I hear this decentralized, this coming up. It's not decentralized. China does most of the mining, most of the owning of it. It is really not a decentralized currency. You know, even Ethereum isn't great. It is good, but it is not great compared to some of these other cryptos. Cardano, Ripple, ZRX, just to name a few. The risk reward on these smaller coins are massive, absolutely massive, compared to, like I say, buying Bitcoin now. You hear about Bitcoin still in the media. It is all trying to suck in this retail money before it goes bang, which I believe is going to be very soon. On all of the, you know, if you look at the Dow Jones, for example, it's at an all-time high, and it is just going higher and higher and higher, even though that, you know, the pandemic and everything that's going on, it's been on an absolute bull run since, you know, the dip in March, which I'm sure if you're into your stocks you'll be aware of. Absolutely massive dip. And a lot of the retail traders sold here. I personally know a lot of people who sold here, but you know, when you're a trader, when you're in the markets, you know that this is the time to buy. And of course, you know, there was some huge profit to be made across all, almost every stock. If you bought in March, you would have been, you know, massively up. But it does, you know, there's a lot of indicators pointing towards a crash, and I believe that this is, you know, the sign of a bubble, of a crash. Housing prices are up 8% last month. This is, you know, the S&P 500, Dow Jones, everything's up. And I believe it's just trying to FOMO everyone in, get all the retail money they can sucked in. They'll push it higher, until they've got the liquidity to short the market, and it goes bang. Which, of course, if you're around in 2008, you know, that's over a 50% drop. Doesn't look that big, obviously, because I'm pretty zoomed out of the chart. But if you remember 2008, you know, we're still being affected by it today. They say, you know, the NHS, if you live in the UK, is it's long waiting times because of austerity from 2008. The debt bubble's been growing. We've never really, you know, come out of that recession. They said we have, but you know, everything's been going wrong, which points towards another downturn across every market, not just the crypto market. Because if you were in crypto pre, let's say 2017, you'll know that it normally moves inverse of the Dow Jones, the stock market, etc. It moves with gold, which is a hedge. When this is up, gold goes down, etc. And everything is up, and it's a really weird time in the market, and I really, really am certain that even a correction is due, but I believe it's all going to go bang. Something will come out, it will all go bang. The Tether lawsuit with the SEC and them printing billions and billions of dollars. The market cap, of course, just goes up and up and up, but it's a stable coin. That's just because they are printing and printing and printing and buying Bitcoin with their fake dollars, essentially. And this bubble has to go boom. This bubble has to go boom. They have been printing Tether for, months on end now. And if you remember the small pump we had on BTC, I can't exactly remember when it was. We can go to the weekly chart, but there was a pump on BTC before this bull run, which showed to be, I'm not sure what's going on with the chart, sorry guys. Yeah, so there was a previous pump. It didn't surpass the previous bull run, but it just had a little pump. I'm not sure what's wrong with my trading view. Let me just refresh here. But as I was saying, during this time there was a huge amount of this Tether being printed, causing a massive rise in price when there was no other point. Here we go. July 2019, from February to July, from the $3,000 region up to the $13,000 region and back down, they were printing loads and loads of Tether and buying BTC with it, causing this rise in price. And even here, all these claim to be experts on Instagram, Twitter, wherever it is. Next up 20,000, next up 20,000. And it was just obvious that it wasn't going to hit the 20,000 because the only thing propelling the price was the Tether. And like with this time, again, if you take a look on Whale Watch, there's a lot of Twitter accounts that show you they are printing billions and billions of Tether and buying BTC with it, therefore pushing the price up. And now they're being investigated by the SEC. They're going to have to stop this fraudulent movement. And I believe that is when the bubble will go pop, which could lead to a further uprise in stock prices. And when the stocks are at even higher than now, then the entire bubble will go boom. But the governments are doing well at falsely holding up the economies. So yeah, I think that will do for today, guys. Anything else? If you're one of our members, you can just you'll be able to contact us directly. So to summarize today, I wouldn't buy crypto now. I wouldn't buy BTC now, sorry. And I would be looking for a further downside on BTC, perhaps to the $40,000 region. First to this region, 47,000. And possibly, a lot further. It really depends how the candles close. If we just go to the Ethereum chart quickly. Yeah, we expect it to come down to the 1575 region. And depending on how it closes here, looking to a further downside. And potentially a movement all the way back down along with the rest of the cryptos. Where then I believe XRP, once it hits the region we have plotted, I think around 15p. I have a nice order set, 15 British pence that is, which is about 20 cents. This sort of area here. If you buy anywhere here, you're going to be good. Anywhere below 24 cents, you're going to be in huge profit if you're ready to hold. If you hold for a year, 5 years in the crypto market, I believe you should be looking to hold 5 years in any sort of investment, because these quick in and outs, unless you're margin trading, it's not really ideal. So yeah, to summarize on XRP, looking for a downside move along with the rest of the cryptos, even though it has decoupled, which is very, very interesting. But I still see it coming down to retest this region again before a climb higher, much higher than the previous all-time highs. So keep your eyes on XRP. Keep your eyes on all of the cryptos that we have given out on our website. There's insights to all our holdings, the cryptos that we are holding, etc. on the website. Any questions, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm sure I will get around to everyone. My DMs are quite full, so if I don't get back to you in a day, don't think that I'm ignoring you, this or that. You know, obviously the members take priority, and I have to, you know, I still have loads of people to get through. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and stay safe out there.